People are going bananas over Chimp Crazy, the new docuseries from the masterminds behind Tiger King. But this time, they've traded in their big cats for chimps. And let me tell ya, Crazy doesn't even begin to cover it. If you thought Tiger King was entertaining, this show gets wild. The series covers a few different chimp-related stories, but trust me, one of them is going to stick with you long after the credits roll. Meet Tonia. She is an American woman, and she loves getting lip injections and collecting exotic animals. Tonia is so obsessed with chimps that she actually calls them her kids, and she's collected over 40 of them, all living on her property at home like it's some kind of simian frat party. Spoiler alert, the conditions were more Animal House than Animal Sanctuary. Oh, and by the way, it wasn't just chimps in there either. She had all kinds of wild animals running around, kangaroos jumping in her backyard and all that kind of shit. But here is where it gets really wild. The poor conditions that Tonia's chimps were living in caught the attention of none other than Alan Cumming. Yeah, Floop from Spy Kids. When it was brought to Cumming's attention that his former co-star, a chimp named Tonka, was living in poor conditions amongst Tonia's primate posse, he knew something had to be done. Alan Cumming is actually an animal rights activist himself and immediately got PETA involved, and soon enough, real actions were being taken to remove the chimps from Tonia's home. Before Tonia's lip fillers even have time to dissolve, the feds show up and raid her entire place, and it's like a scene straight out of a Hollywood blockbuster. Chimps everywhere, complete chaos. They manage to rescue all the chimps, or so they thought. But when they finally do a head count, they realize one very important chimp is missing: Tonka. Now, Tonka isn't just any old chimp. This guy had a resume that most Hollywood actors would kill for. He's been in commercials, TV shows, movies, you name it. He even shared the screen with Floop in a movie back in the day. So yeah, Tonka was kind of a big deal, and he definitely seemed to be Tonia's favorite. Naturally, PETA isn't too thrilled about a chimp disappearing, and people are immediately pretty sus of Tonia. All of her chimps get taken away, except for only one that happens to be her favorite? Sus. And the question on everyone's mind, where's Tonka? Tonia, of course, denies everything. She claims poor Tonka was sick, and right before the chimps were taken away, she had him put down, and she even had a baggie of Tonka's ashes as proof. But the court isn't buying it. An expert in animal cremation analyzes all of the claims and tells the judge Tonia's story is looking even faker than Tonia's love for chimps. Despite all the suspicion and the judge outright stating she thinks Tonia is a liar, the judge still decides PETA did not produce enough evidence to prove that Tonka is actually still alive. It's like watching the latest episode of Scooby-Doo, except the villain actually gets away. Or so it seems. Just when you think the story couldn't get any crazier, Tonia takes it to a whole new level. Right after her Zoom court appearance, she shuts her laptop and celebrates her win. And then what does she do? She says to her husband, now we just have to keep him hidden. Yup, that's right. She's admitting on camera that she's still hiding Tonka and has successfully faked his death. Then, as if to prove she's the ultimate villain in this real-life cartoon, she takes the camera crew down to her basement and boom, there's Tonka, alive and well. Or as well as you can be for someone stuck in a basement cage. Let's think about the absurdity here. Tonia had just escaped serious legal trouble by the skin of her teeth, and then seconds later, she decides to spill the beans to a camera crew, who, by the way, is filming her for a show that's going to be broadcast worldwide. It's like she's starring in her own episode of World's Dumbest Criminals. This is the part where you gotta ask yourself, how desperate do you have to be for fame to admit to a crime on camera? Even if the camera crew didn't turn her in, the second the episode aired on TV, she was toast. It's like she gave up her whole evil villainous plot all for a few minutes of screen time. And that was all just within the first 2 episodes. Seriously, who would admit to a crime on camera that they just finished a court date for where the judge said, I don't believe you and we're gonna keep investigating? What the hell? So what do you think? Is this one of the wildest stories you've ever heard, or what? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget, subscribe if you like my content, stay sane out there, and don't go chimp crazy. Alright, thanks for listening.